As the Pittsburgh Steelers' search for their next number 2 wide receiver continues after trading George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys, another name that Steelers fans can keep an eye out for here is Houston Texans wide receiver John Metchie. Now, Metchie was a name that was thrown out last offseason quite a bit during the Brandon Ayuk saga, with some people even saying that they would have rather traded for Metchie than Ayuk because he would have been significantly less expensive than a Brandon Ayuk trade. Now, Metchie is somebody that hasn't really put up big production in his NFL career as of yet in 3 seasons in the National Football League. He spent his first season dealing with leukemia. And the last 2 seasons he has played on the Houston Texans, but hasn't been a stud player for them, we can say. But he is certainly somebody that has shown some promise. He out of Alabama was really showing some good things in terms of his route running and as a run blocker. And then he came into the league and he got even better as a route runner and as a run blocker. He is somebody that I think fits what the Pittsburgh Steelers want in their Z wide receiver. Somebody that can run routes and can get open to all levels of the field, and somebody that can run block even though he's less than 200 pounds. He is an excellent run blocker, which is very important to offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. Now, Metchie is somebody that is really buried on the Houston Texans wide receiver depth chart this year, with them adding Jaden Higgins and Jalen Knoll out of Iowa State on day 2 of the NFL draft. Of course, they have Nico Collins, and they brought in other receivers like Justin Watson and Braxton Berrios this offseason as well. And then in future seasons, they're going to be expecting Tank Dell to be back. And they also traded for Christian Kirk, so they added a lot of receivers to their room this year. Metchie is somebody that has certainly been put down the totem pole there in Houston. So if you're looking for somebody that fits what the Steelers are looking for, somebody that's a good route runner, somebody that is pretty decent after the catch as well, somebody that is a good run blocker and fits the mentality of what the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for, and you don't want to spend a high draft pick on them, I think you can probably get John Metchie for a late day 3 draft pick, and you can put him into this rotation with Calvin Austin III, with Roman Wilson. You can let those guys kind of figure out who's going to be the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th option in the wide receiver room here in Pittsburgh. Of course, you got Robert Woods in the mix as well, but I do think John Metchie, somebody that's still pretty darn young. He's only 25 years old. He fits what the Steelers are looking for in that Z wide receiver, and he comes at a really affordable price tag, probably just a late day 3 pick. Certainly a name to keep your eye out for. There are other receivers that I would rather get, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Romeo Doubs. There are certain receivers that I think are gettable that I would prefer over John Metchie, but if the Steelers end up trading for him, I will be excited to see him play for the black and gold this year.